I received this comment like 500 times on my JJK ranking fights video. If you literally just watch the video for 2 minutes, you'd very clearly get the fact that the video is anime only, but it's okay, because in today's video, to satiate everyone's needs, I will be ranking all 34 of the manga fights in Jujutsu Kaisen. Another thing to keep in mind for this video is I will be splitting the final Sukuna fight into 10 fights. I made a quick graphic above if you want to see which chapters and which fights I'm referring to. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join our Discord in the description below. So, with all that stupid stuff out of the way, let's finally start what you came here to see and enjoy. Yo, in our dead last place, we have Hikari's fucking tranny femboy girlfriend versus Panda and Megumi. This was quite possibly one of the most boring and stupid fights in the entire show. There are so many words, and I remember skimming through it like I just ain't reading all that, bro. Literally the worst fight I ever saw in my life. In 33rd place, the fight you guys probably all thought was going to be dead last, but it's not. I'm putting Hikari versus Arame. This fight went on for like 9 months, and we saw zero of it. I know a lot of people were really mad about this fight not being shown, but truthfully, I didn't really care that much, so like, it didn't really personally offend me, and it wasn't as boring as the last fight, because we didn't even see it. So, yeah, 33rd place seems fair to me. In 32nd place, I have Yuji versus Panda. This is like a fake fight they were doing in Hikari's little arena, but it wasn't even real, so let's watch down here. Maki versus her dad. Yo, this was pretty just embarrassing to watch as a Maki fan. Obviously, I mean, after she redeemed herself, but this little scuffle in the beginning was pretty rough. In 30th place, I got Kusakabe versus Sukuna. I vividly remember when this chapter was leaked that Kusakabe was gonna 1v1 Sukuna. Dude, the memes were so funny. It was like the strongest sorcerer in history versus the only sorcerer of today. This shit was so funny. But the actual chapter itself was a lot of words and it was boring and no one really gives a fuck about this character, so that's why it's down here. When Yuji entered the Culling Games, he fought the most fodder, brain-dead, retardedly designed characters, these propeller head people. I don't know what they thought they were gonna do against the main character, but they got fodderized so badly. It was fucking hilarious. So in 28th place, this wasn't really much of a fight as much as it was just Sukuna slapping this man with his cock. But I will say, I know a lot of people loved Ryu, which surprised me, honestly. When I made that first video, people were all like, how are you gonna call Ryu a fraud? I was like, do people actually care about this guy? Sukuna obviously didn't. He fucking one-tapped him. It was pretty badass. I can't even lie. In 27th, I have Kashimo versus Panda. This was not really a fight. This was a one-sided absolute massacre. It was pretty cool just seeing Kashimo's powers, but overall the fight was just very whatever because it was so like not even a fight. Now, this wasn't really much of a fight, Yuji versus Hikari. It was more like a skirmish. Yuji didn't even try to fight back. I'm putting it up here just because it was pretty badass. Hikari just kept slamming Yuji, and every time everyone thought Yuji was done for, bro just stood back up just to shit talk. Raw as fuck, what can I say? This was like a weird way for the author to break the fourth wall. I thought it was creative. I just didn't give a shit about the character he was fighting. Like, his name is literally written down as manga creator on my list because I couldn't be bothered to remember his name. It was pretty interesting just to see like how Hikari's abilities worked, and I thought it had some funny moments. That's why it's just decent, but overall I just didn't care about the character. In 24th, I'm putting Chozo versus Kenjaku. Keep in mind, this is being ranked separately than when Yuki comes in. I would say this first part of the fight, it was just kind of decent. Like, Chozo was kind of getting worked by Kenjaku. Like, it was kind of just like sad, like as a Chozo fan, seeing him get bodied this hard. When the anime comes out, it'll probably be like a great fight. But I think like in manga form for 2 chapters, just watching Chozo get his ass whooped, it was kind of sad. So this is a weird one for me to rank. They had a really intense fight in this gymnasium. I thought the fight, here's the thing, I didn't give a shit about the Culling Game member at all, and I barely care about Megumi that much, but I gotta put it in good tier just because, dude, this fight was like tricks on tricks on tricks, just for pure respect on how smart Megumi played this fight. The only problem is, like, I like Megumi, but I just do not give a shit about this other guy at all. In 22nd, I'm giving it to Yuta versus that weird cockroach special grade curse. The cockroach kind of got no dip, but I'm putting it up here because Yuta executed this thing in the rawest way I'd ever seen in my life. Bro grabbed it and fucking like kissed it to like send the reverse curse technique, but reversed again, I think, like through its mouth to its brain to insta-kill it. I think something like that. Bro, that shit was insane. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, Yuta, dude is just disgusting with it. Oh my god, he's such a badass. This fight will, I think, be really cool when it's animated. It's just like in manga form, it's just like, you know what I mean? Also, Chozo actually did get the upper hand and almost won if Yuta didn't come in, which was very surprising. But the fight's pretty much like middle of my list because it's just middle of the pack. It's just like not great. It's not terrible. It's just there. So yeah. So in 20th, I have Sukuna's fight from chapters 255 to 256 with Miguel, that guy, Yuji, Choso, and Maki. This was like a big just clusterfuck. It was just nah. Like most of it was just Miguel and the other dude, and I just don't really care about either of these guys that much. The very last moment of this fight I have is so legendary. It's when Yuji finally lands that massive black flash, and it says, amidst the shower of black sparks, Yuji Itadori has awoken. Oh my god, goes insane. In our 19th spot, I have Sukuna versus Kashimo. I think this fight, when it's animated and they give it like a full episode of peak animation, will be like 10 out of 10, like a legendary fight. But for this, the manga, it was fast. He hit him with the fucking cosmic fly swatter, and Kashimo's story ended there. And for our final fight in the good tier, I have Tanaka versus some random sorcerer in the Culling games. I'm putting it up here just because Tanaka's funny as fuck. He used two of the most legendary moves in history. First, he used Ultra Ego Vegeta's drop kick against this nugget. And then secondly, he used Kakashi's 1,000 Years of Death against him, bro. Like, that's just a crazy combo, dude. I'm putting it up here just because he's funny as fuck to watch. This one was probably one of the hardest fights to rank. I know there's people that either think this is the best fight in the show or the absolute worst. I'm gonna put it here. I think the idea was good. I think just the execution in manga form was bad. Like, if you try to read this fight, there are so many words. Like, I'm not trying to read the entire script to Romeo and Juliet, like, my god. But I also like gotta give it credit because it was very interesting and funny. Like, I've never seen a fight like this in anime. I think when it's animated, it'll be like a top 5 fight in the show, 100%. But like in manga form, it's just so much reading. It's intense. In 16th, I have Maki versus Sukuna. I think this is like a great fight. It was pretty cool because Sukuna was like, your very existence denies Jujutsu sorcery, because she has 0 Christian energy like Toji. But like, since she's basically female Toji, I wanted her to perform better than she did. She got one good slice to the heart, but it was a sneak attack shot, and then after that she kind of got ragdolled a little bit. I do think when this fight is animated though, seeing like what Toji would have done against Sukuna it's gonna be badass as fuck. It's gonna look cool and it's gonna be fun as fuck to watch. Sukuna versus Yorozu. This fight was cool because it was the first time seeing Plot Kuna rely on fucking Daddy Maharaga. Although it was pretty badass. It was like this perfect sphere. If this touches anything, it'll instantly destroy it. She's like, why haven't you opened your domain? My domain's open. Like, you're gonna die. And he's like, I don't need it. Maharaga! Help! And then Maharaga came in and just one-tapped the entire thing. I was like, alright, he's the GOAT. In 14th place, I have the fight with Sukuna with Yuji, Higuruma, Kusakabe, Choso, and Ino. This fight was mostly Yuji and Higuruma, at least for the first 2 chapters. It had a pretty cool entrance with Yuji and Higuruma jumping in right after Kashimo dying. Fun fact, this is where I started the manga. I started reading the JJK manga when this chapter was out, when Yuji literally was about to kill Sukuna. We all know he didn't work out like that at all, but it was pretty cool. I think, once again, this will be cooler when it's animated, but like, this was just like warm-up for Sukuna. He was kind of just playing with them all, so it wasn't like that crazy. For our 13th fight, I got Yuji versus Yuta. Bro, I thought they were gonna end season 2 with this fight, like with him getting killed, quote unquote. That would have been the hardest cliffhanger ever, bro. The anime only fans would have literally been spurging, bro. The fight between these two monsters, I wouldn't say an even fight, but Yuji was holding his own for a good minute, and then Rike came in, bro. When Rike came in and grabbed Yuta, I was like, bro, this goes so hard. Yuta literally grabbed like a little combat knife and was blocking Yuta's katana. Like, that shit was just crazy, dude. Yuta and Yuji were literally throwing cars. Like, the full-out battle with these two would be pretty sick, although I think Yuta would pretty no-diff him, but it still would be fun to watch. Yuji versus Higuruma was definitely an interesting fight. It was more into like the psyche of Yuji, about how he's like, yeah, I did that. I killed those people. Crazy panel, by the way. I love how Yuji literally got all of his like percentage like sapped, but just like his raw strength alone was able to keep up with Higuruma. This guy was like, I feel like I'm fighting an unbreakable doll. Yuji's just so fucking strong and so badass. And then we also get introduced to the Executioner's Blade, which is a pretty cool idea and concept, which is like it one taps anything it touches, which is pretty fucking cool no matter what. Overall though, I think this fight will be really cool in anime, but I don't think it'll be anything too crazy though. Alright, 11th place, we're getting to the good shit. I have Maki and Kamo versus Naoya as a spirit. I guess Kamo was there technically, and he did hold his own surprisingly, but dude, no one gives a fuck about Kamo. That guy's fodder. What made this fight so good is this is the fight where Maki fully awakens to be the equal to Toji Zenin, a demonic fighter equal to Toji Zenin. Oh my fucking god, that goes so goddamn hard. Like, does it not? Maki goes from badass to just Giga Chad badass in this scene, dude. I love this fight just because Maki is just so cool. She just basically became female Toji, and Toji's my favorite character, so, you know, I can't say anything bad about it. In our top 10, we have Yuki and Choso versus Kenjaku. Choso didn't do that much in this fight. It was mainly just Yuki and Kenjaku. my beautiful, glorious Queen Yuki. She's so bad, bro. I'm so sad they literally only gave her one fight in the entire show, and she kind of got dog walked. She didn't get dog walked. She had a pretty respectable fight, and she almost killed Kenjaku. Like, dude, when she used her little, like, ball thing to just destroy a special grade curse by kicking at him, and Kenjaku's like, what the fuck? That shit went hard. Also, she literally summoned a fucking black hole that she had to, like, suppress so it wouldn't destroy the world. Like, she literally could have killed everyone at that point, which is pretty insane to think about. One thing I really like about Yuki is, like, her fighting style is very just balls to the walls. It's like Toji. It's like, yeah, she just, there's no, like, cool, like, a flashy abilities. It's just punch and kick really fucking hard, dude. She punched Kenjaku once and broke his arm straight off, and he's like, oh, okay. Also, the line of, but can I really take down this beast myself? Oh. And then that other panel where it's like, Kenjaku's like beating her ass, and he's like, heal. And she's like, I don't fucking want a pussy. And she starts slamming into him again. It goes so goddamn hard. I know when this fight's animated, it's gonna be cool as fuck, just because Yuki just has a cool ass fighting style. In our 9th place spot, I got Yuta versus Zero versus Ryu. This was a pretty cool 1v1v1. I will say this fight is heavily carried by Yuta. Yuta goes so hard. And what makes this fight so good is, dude, there are so many goated panels in this fucking fight. First of all, the triple domain expansion. I know that's animated. That's gonna be fucking hype as shit. And then second of all, he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm taking these monkeys out. Come, Rika, give me everything. Oh my god, dude, no one does it like my goat Yuta. All right, we are now entering the legendary tier. For our first fight, I got Yuji, Maki, and Hana versus Maguna's first appearance. This fight is gonna go so hard. Not even just the fight, this moment is gonna go so hard in the anime. Especially for the anime only watchers, when they see Sukuna switch from Yuji to Megumi, their jaws are gonna be in the fucking floor, dude. I know pretty much most JJK fans know it's gonna happen, but there are still some people that actually don't, and that's gonna be hyped to watch people react to that shit. Watching Yuji walk through the slashes, oh my god, my panties so wet, bro. Yuji's the fucking goat, giving a mean right hook to Sukuna. One of the greatest moments in the entire fucking show, hands down. And then right after that, bro, Maki just steps up, just spawns in out of nowhere. One of the most iconic panels in the fucking manga. Oh my god, she's so cold with it, bro. She had Sukuna shaking in his boots. Bro was about to call for Maharaga already, just with the presence alone of Maki. I wish this fight lasted longer, but they got bodied pretty fast. But the reason it's up here is just because of the actual moment of him switching from Yuji to Megumi. It's just such a crazy moment, and I know in the anime it's going to be insane when this happens. In 7th, I have Maki slaughtering the entire Zenin clan. I know when season 3 comes out, it's going to be one of the first few episodes, and I'm so fucking hyped for it, dude. Watching Mai sacrifice herself to give Maki her full potential, and the dad just turns around and he sees Toji in her. He's like, I tried so hard to forget, but my body can't forget this feeling. Oh my god. This is the moment when Maki became like a top 5 character for me, because she got compared to Toji. She's Toji, but hot, bro. Actually, Toji's hotter, but you know, I'm not going to debate that here. But the way she just goes through everyone and just negative diffs them, it's going to be such a hard scene in the anime, just killing everyone, massacring them for her sister's sake. Just such a badass scene. For 6th place, I have Yuji and Todo versus Sukuna from chapters 256 to 260. So the first 2 chapters is just Yuji and Sukuna running the ones by themselves. We find out Yuji has potential apparently equal to Sukuna. This face-off goes so hard, and then out of nowhere, 7 more black flashes in a row. During all these black flashes, Yuji also unlocks Cleave and Dismantle, which is so fucking badass. He unlocks Shrine, which is so cool. After Sukuna takes 18 black flashes to the asshole, he asks his daddy and Lord Savior Gege to save him by pulling a domain expansion. I don't know how he has the strength for that, but sure, whatever. Sukuna pops his domain. Yuji uses the simple domain to try to hold out for 99 seconds, and just as it looks like they might make it, Sukuna pulls the When I saw this, I was like, alright, they're all cooked, bro. Luckily for us, our daddy Chozo came in to save our King Yuji by sacrificing himself, but as all seemed lost, our goat Todo comes in. Dude, when Todo was using the Vibra Slap and just slash TP and Yuji everywhere, oh my god. I mean, Todo and Yuji, they have an undefeated jumping record in the show. They are 3-0. First with Hanami, second with Mahito, and then third final with Sukuna. When Todo comes in with his fucking boogie woogie, the main villain is just getting cooked left, right, and center. They never know what hits them. I love everything about Todo and Yuji fighting, and I just know when it's animated, especially with like the 50 slaps per second thing with this Vibra Slap, it's gonna go so disgustingly hard. Now our top 5 is just a step up from everything else we've seen so far. Kashimo versus Akari. This is one of the greatest fights in the entire manga, hands down. Hikari has one of the coldest entrances in the entire show, first of all. Bro starts charging up his load. Kashimo starts beating into him, and he's like, hey, don't disappoint me, buddy. Bro charges up, smashes him back in the face so fucking hard. The amount of insane TikTok audios and hype music that have come from this fucking fight alone is insane.
In other words, in the 4 minutes and 11 seconds following a jackpot, Hikari is effectively immortal.
Get through Hikari's jackpot for the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds, then I will win. That's a loser's think.
Fight them! Turn up the volume! Because this is the funeral for the loser!
I mean, as you can see, they're hype as fuck. They start going back and forth fighting, and then Kashimo just strikes lightning straight through Hikari's entire fucking stomach. And he's like, all right, he's dead. And then not coming back from this. Hikari's about to die. Last second. His chances of hitting a jackpot now are 1 in 239. And just to remember,
if you are unsure on who is going to win, always bet on Hikari.
Hikari truly has incredible luck. Oh my fucking god, bro. The 1 in 240 chance to hit the fucking jackpot, and he hits it. Bro, he grabs luck by the balls and he makes it his bitch, dude. They fight more and more, then eventually they, draw, and he's like, all right, I'll go fight Sukuna. And Hikari's like, all right, bet. I know when this fight is animated, it's gonna be one of the greatest fights in the entire show. It's gonna be so fucking fun to watch. Usually fighting in manga isn't that good compared to anime, but this is one of the few fights in manga form I've read that I'm like, okay, this is actually exciting as fuck to watch. I can't even lie.
The final fight has come, but who will prevail? The king and his plot armor? Or the queen and her pawns?
In fourth place, I have when Yuji, Yuta, and Rika fought Sukuna inside of Yuta's domain. Oh my god, dude. I already know this is animated. It's gonna be so hard. The two main characters, Rika versus the King of Curses. This was one of the best 3v1s in the show. I remember when I started reading this chapter, dude, I was like, oh my god. I thought they were gonna beat him in the domain. I thought the show was gonna end here. They dragged it out pretty fucking long in the end, but... These chapters were still so fun to read, dude. Watching Yuta and Yuji fight together for like I think the first and only time in the entire show. The two main characters teaming up against Sukuna. Dude, Sukuna is so strong, he needs two main characters to fight him. Think about any other anime, dude. They got two main characters for the price of one villain. Crazy. Also, I remember when I was reading this, when Yuta used Cleave for the first time, that was crazy. I remember I read that chapter and I was like, oh my god, Yuta's the GOAT. Later, we found out my GOAT Yuji could do it too. One of the greatest moments I had the pleasure of witnessing. I cannot wait to see this fight animated. One of the most iconic manga panels I've seen in the past fucking, I don't know, 10 years was the end of chapter 260 when we see the ghost of the strongest has returned. Bro, when I saw this, I was creamed up doing 85 backflips out my window, praying to God that the GOAT came back. He kind of came back, but not in GOAT form. Sukuna versus Yujo, as people call him, Yuta and Gojo combined. This was one of the biggest plot twists in the entire show. Their domain expansion panel was one of the coolest looking panels art-wise I've seen in the entire manga. I will say though, the actual fight itself was a little lackluster. Like watching Yuta fumble, like because he just couldn't get the controls down, was pretty funny. I will say the memes from this were also top tier.
Right there, straight.
Drift!
Oh my god!
Oh, shit, I ain't gonna lie, B. I ain't got my license for this phone.
But the way he used the phone to use Inimaki to freeze, and then he just hit him with the purple, but the purple like literally gave him like a slight sunburn. It was kind of tragic, and then right when it ended, he just kind of fell over and did nothing. Overall, he really underperformed, but the actual moment itself was so fucking insane. When anime only watchers get to this episode, I'm gonna love this. Watch like the compilations of people reacting to this on YouTube. It's gonna be great. We also in this fight got the answer to the age-old question: are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest, or are you the strongest because you're Gojo Satoru? He's the strongest because he's Gojo Satoru. Because Yuta had the same body, and bro could not perform at all in the same level. Overall though, amazing 11 out of 10 moment in the manga, and I cannot wait for this to be animated. And for our number 2 fight, we got Yuji, Megumi, Nobara, the original trio versus Sukuna from chapters 264 to 268. This chapter starts off right away with Todo being taken straight out the equation, the same way Mahito did to him, and it's up to Yuji to just do the straight 1 versus 1, running the gauntlet with the King of Curses. They start going blow for blow. Yuji fucking suplexes him. Sukuna starts being like, it doesn't matter if his punches hit the soul, as long as he doesn't hit me. And then out of nowhere, the most generational move pulled in fucking history. Oh my god, bro, fucking Yuji the GOAT. This was the most goated fucking scene that came out of left field. Probably my favorite and most cool moment in the entire show for me. He's in the domain of Sukuna. They start going band for band, bro. And then out of nowhere, another generational comeback. Nobara, our queen. Rejoice, boys. Boom! Gets hit with the fucking resonance and Sukuna gets clapped. It's beautiful. Megami, I included his name here, but really all he did was open the shadow. For 1 second. He technically got an assist in this fight, but let's be real, Megami really did nothing, but I still had to include him. And then finally we see Yuji hit him with a double impact punch. Sukuna, it's time we end this cycle of curses. Boom! One of the meanest backshot black flashes in the entire show. Hands down, knocks Sukuna right out of Megami. Hey Sukuna fans, is this your GOAT? Cum Kuna? Shit Kuna? Little goop Kuna? Listen, I understand there are some crazy Sukuna fans that are going to be watching this. Guys, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Don't take it that personally. But overall, the finale of this fight, I just know when it's animated, it's going to be one of the greatest fights in all of anime. For me personally, at least. And maybe not for everyone, but for me, it's going to be one of my favorite moments in the entire show. So yeah, hands down, second place. Genuinely, is anyone surprised? If you read the manga and you didn't predict this from 400 miles away, I'm sorry, you might have CTE, brain damage. This fight, Gojo versus Sukuna, has to be the most generational fight since like Goku versus Jiren back in 2017. When this fight is animated, let me tell you something, this is going to be the next fight since Goku versus Jiren that will absolutely just destroy the Crunchyroll servers, bro. Those servers are going to get touched in places they've never been touched before. I mean, what can I say about this fight that hasn't been said a million times? I mean, one thing I could mention that doesn't even have to do with the fight itself is the fact that this fight single-handedly revived Lady Gaga's 13-year-old song Judas. She's sitting to herself in her mansion wondering why her song from 13 years ago has been blowing up again and getting millions of streams. I don't know, it's just one autistic community, I guess. Like I said before, most manga fights are kind of mid. Like, it's kind of hard to appreciate a fight in manga form, but this fight just goes crazy, dude. The amount of iconic panels, iconic lines, I mean, I can't even think of them off the top of my head. I know I'm definitely showing them on screen right now, so you guys can appreciate how many fucking goated panels were in this fight. No other fight has done it like this. No other anime has made a fight this peak. They just can't compete, bro. Oh my god, they popped domains like 16 times. Gojo, his domain was actually getting outplayed because Sukuna's barrierless domain's kind of OP. But dude, Gojo was just tanking the slashes. He didn't give a fuck. It was insane. And then obviously I gotta talk about, as a Gojo fan, my most favorite panel, when he knocks Sukuna out. The sleep Kuna memes were amazing. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't even think there's anything I really could say that you guys haven't already heard a million times. This is hands down the greatest fight in Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's not even close. Like, the second place fight is like an entire like 12 tiers under, in my opinion. Now that I think about it, this fight lasted like 12 chapters. I'm not even joking when I say this. They could genuinely, if they want to pull the fucking Demon Slayer move, make this fight into a movie. Could you imagine how beautiful this would be if it was a movie? If this is a movie, I'm gonna see it at least 15 times. You know I'm seeing it day one. I don't care if I have all my finals due that day. I don't care if I'm working a double shift. I'm telling everyone I'm sick, I'm dying, I don't care. I'm being there day one. The second the theaters come out, I'm watching this movie. But overall, yeah, greatest fight in Jujutsu Kaisen. There's nothing else I can even say. Alright, if you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate you making it to the end. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.